Infrastructure. He likes infrastructure. We all do. We have to rebuild our country. $8 trillion has been spent. I wasn't in favor of it. I can tell you that in the Middle East. $8 trillion. Think of it. And yet you wanted to fix a pothole in a roadway or in a highway in this country, and you didn't do it because they didn't have the money, because so much money was spent in the Middle East. Well, that's, as you know, a whole different story now. And we want to do infrastructure, but a lot of people, a lot of the Republicans would like to keep that as a separate bill. So we'll see how that works out, Jennifer. We'll see. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, you said at the top of your remarks that you feel the worst of the pandemic is behind us. But without a treatment, without a vaccine, the state's now reopening. How can you be so sure?
Well, I think that, like other things, hopefully we're going to come up with a vaccine. You never know about a vaccine, but tremendous progress has been made. Johnson & Johnson and Oxford and lots of good things. You've been hearing the same things as I do. Tremendous progress has been made, we think, on a vaccine. You always have to say think, and then you have to test it, and that takes a period of time. But a lot of movement and a lot of progress has been made on a vaccine. But I think what happens is it's going to go away. This is going to go away. And whether it comes back in a modified form in the fall, we'll be able to handle it. We'll be able to put out spurts, and we're very prepared to handle it. We've learned a lot. We've learned a lot about it, the invisible enemy. It's a bad enemy. It's a very tough enemy, but we've learned a lot. It's in 184 countries, as you hear me say often. It's hard to believe. It's inconceivable. It should have been stopped at the source, which was China. It should have been stopped very much at the source, but it wasn't. And now we have 184 countries going through hell. But I think that a lot of good things are going to happen, and I really believe that fourth quarter is going to be maybe tremendous, and the next year I think has a chance to be
It's
really,
2 hours.
Getting close to record setting. We hope so. We hope we can be back where we were. We had the strongest economy anywhere in the world, and I hope we're going to be back there again. Go ahead, please.
Mr. President, you've spoken about your friend who passed away. I was wondering if you've spoken to the families of anyone else who has lost loved ones to COVID-19, if there's any particular stories that have affected you.
Well, I have many people. I know many stories. I've spoken to 3, maybe I guess 4 families unrelated to me. I lost a very good friend. I also lost 3 other friends, 2 of whom I didn't know as well, but they were friends and people I did business with, and probably almost everybody in the room did. And it's a bad death. It's a bad thing. It grips onto some people. Now we found out that young people do extraordinarily well. That's why I think we can start thinking about schools. But of course, we're ending the school season, so it wouldn't be probably you wouldn't be back for too long. I noticed where Purdue University, a great school in a great state, wants to open and have students come in. I think that's correct. Some colleges, I think I saw Harvard wants to have students come back in the fall. I would hope that they'd have students. I think that the whole concept of computer learning is wonderful, but it's not tele-learning. But it's not the same thing as being in a classroom in a great college or a college of any kind, college, university. There's nothing, you can't replace that. So hopefully they're going to be coming back. Young people do very well with this horrible scourge. They do very well. So I am going to see you tomorrow, and we'll have other things to talk about. We have a lot of interesting things. I don't think we should have a news conference today because this is a news conference. In addition, it's a celebration of these incredible people that have done such a good job. And I think we found a couple of stars in this room today. I won't tell you who, but there are a couple. This guy right here is the biggest star in the room, right? We'll all agree he's the big. I vote for you, okay? Great job you've done, and I really appreciate it, too. I appreciate you being here. Couldn't have done better.
Of course, Megan and I and Amy would like to know if you and some of your POTUS staff members, bodyguards, or anybody in your company would like to come to Annapolis to our company.
Be careful, that could happen. That could happen. Be careful. We'll have to do that, Amy. I think maybe we could do something like that. You're very good. He's stolen the show, right? Do we agree? Doc, I'll tell you, I'm getting ready with the eyes. Come on with me if you want. Do a quick one. Want to save a lot of time. We need time. We're opening up the country, Doc, so we need a little time. We can't spend too much. I don't want to spend 2.5 hours at an eye doctor, right? Okay, so we'll think about that. We want to do that. I want to thank everybody, and in particular, Jovita. I want to thank you very much. And Steve, you're working. I can call Steve at any time. I can call him at 2 in the morning, 6 in the morning. It doesn't make any difference. I say, did I wake you? The answer is always no. He's doing a great job. We're proud of him. And everybody is, everybody. Our government, we have to be proud of our government, and we have to be proud of our country. These are really terrific people. We're going through a period of time, the likes of which we've never seen in this country before. Certainly, even if you go back into 1917, it was the worst of all time, but it was also not as bad here. It was very bad. It was very rough. It was a bad one, but it wasn't quite like what we're going through right now. And it's because of the amazing, when you look at how contagious this is, where people literally just being in the same area with other people, it catches. So I'm very proud of this country, I have to say. I'm very proud to be your president, and I'm very proud of this country. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
We're at 124 Dock Street in downtown.
124 Duck Street.
Dock Street in the downtown.
Okay, get it ready.
All right. We'll be back.
And if I don't do it, you know, they're going to be very upset with me, you know that.
Right, and they should come too if they want.
They will. They will. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much.